Hello, everyone. This is Amy Dean, and I have another comment of our community member who was sharing some of her troubles, what's been coming up for her, and really just want to honor all of you who are so willing to share your story, so willing to share vulnerably in our community what you're struggling with and what you need the most support with, because this is a place of belonging and this is a place to come together in compassion, in kindness, and to know you are not alone on this journey at any point. So, with that being said, I want to come to this comment of what this person had said, and let's start to actually move through this so we can understand it even better. So, she said, I'm scared to fail or mess up. I am a perfectionist. There's these feelings of I don't know enough. And of course, naturally leads to that fear of failure. So if this is for you, if you are noticing, I definitely have some perfectionism, or I'm terrified to fail, or maybe it's something you haven't even considered for yourself. For those of you who are watching and you haven't sat with, am I a perfectionist? Maybe it's something you're still trying to figure out, or maybe you're what you might call a recovering perfectionist, and it still kind of comes up from time to time where there's these tendencies to move into that state of being. But either way, no matter how it's showing up for you, this is the most common thing I see, which is that we have these subpersonalities. Now, these are just parts of you, let's say. So, for example, a perfectionist part of you is one that shows up with this need to control everything and everyone. Because in this actual member had really just already uncovered what is going on. There's a fear of failure. There's a fear of, what if I don't know enough? And underneath that, let's dig a little bit, layer upon layer upon layer. If we dig down to the root here, this perfectionist has this rule, has this job, so to speak, because there is a core rooted wound. Imagine it's like a tree, right? And at the top of the tree are all these branches of different subpersonalities. And one of them is a perfectionist. Maybe that one shows up the most for you, or maybe you have a heightened inner critic. Maybe you have a lot of anxiety, so there's a lot of anxious parts. Maybe you have a really strong logical or problem solver. So these are the branches of your tree, right? They show up as these different parts of you. And then let's come down to the trunk of the tree, right? As we go down, 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 there's memories, there's experiences, there's everything that has led to those branches, those subpersonalities that show up as these protectors, as these very control-based parts of you. And then down to the roots here, if we go down, down, down into the earth, what is happening here is there is your inner child. She's living in the deepest parts of your mind. This is where our core wounds lie. We have four core wounds: survival, abandonment, shame, and disempowerment. And when we get down to the root, we can start to see that underneath everything that you can't see, right, when you see the tree and how healthy the tree is and how the tree shows up, which is just a metaphor for these parts of you, right, and how you're living your life. What's going on is that these things haven't been healed, they haven't been resolved. So, deep down, typically very, very young, within the first maybe 10 years of your life, you have at least one major core wound that defined you. And then the others are absolutely connected in this giant web. And this giant web of experience means you have memories, emotions, thoughts, all these different things come together, creating this reality of who you are. Now, the truth is, right, it's not really who you are. They're just experiences that seem to define you, but they're not your true essence. Right? Your true essence is your, what I call, seven soul qualities, which is a totally different video, which you can find in our guides section if you want to know more about who is my true authentic self in here. But for the purposes of this video, I would love just to ask you, as you're sitting with us, what feels like your core wound? Is it shame, abandonment, disempowerment, survival? And for many, it's shame, especially when it comes to this feeling of failure. But I encourage you to sit with it for a moment. And if you truly want to heal at the root, This is something I absolutely want to offer you because this is so important for your growth. And that is to understand where and why this has happened. So if you're interested, you can book a call. It's an awakening transformation call with my team, completely complimentary. This is something we do to serve our community here. So you have an opportunity to understand what is at the root, and then you'll have some takeaway resources as well. So you'll know exactly what to do, how to heal, what that looks like going forward. And then if you haven't already joined us on our live Akashic Record Core Wound Healing calls, this is all in the Facebook group, by the way, everything's here, then please do join us. It is every single month, and we have one coming up next week on July 26th. But if you are, of course, listening to this after that time frame, then check out our guide section and events section to find out what's coming soon. Actually, yes, the event section is where you'll find those details. But I really want to help you move through this. I want you to help you move through these wounds so you can heal at the root. And then these branches, those subpersonality branches that show up as you, including that perfectionist, are healed. They don't show up in the same way anymore. It just naturally transforms. So let me know any questions you have. What was this like for you? What are you thinking? What kind of core wound might be coming up for you as you sit with your past and just start to consider some memories that have shown up for you? I look forward to hearing from you and connecting with you very soon.